animals over there, bud.
You gotta tell me.
What is up? Welcome in, everybody. It's the AFC Eastie Boys. It's your boy Cat in the Hat. We got Big C in the building with us. Kenna will be joining up soon, too. This is Cooking with the Real, ladies and gentlemen. I got my son in the background. He said he's not done talking, but we got some great film to break down. We're going to go through the first 6 rookies that the Miami Dolphins drafted. So sit back and enjoy. If you want to get up here on the Discord and join in on the conversation, if you already know, you know. If you do not know how to get to the Discord, you can find the link in my profile page. Just scroll down and hit the link, and then I can make you a panel member so you can hop up here as well.
So tell me a body part.
So how are you doing today, Big C?
I'm doing all right, you know. Another day, another dollar, another,
What's up,
you know.
bud?
You have to guess a. You have to.
Can't wait for the season to get started, you know.
Hey, bud.
Underwater creature.
We're getting there though. We're getting there.
And then once you tell me.
For sure.
And then once you tell me.
So I'm going to go ahead and break into it. We got some Kadyn Proctor first.
I wasn't done talking.
I'm about to kick this kid out of my room, I'll tell you that much.
And then once you tell me a body part, you have to tell me the body part of that creature you're talking about. So look at this mess of animals, and then you could guess a body part.
Alright, so before we get into the actual film with Kadyn Proctor, I do have some notes on this guy. Alright, this kid, bro, is killing us. He's been quiet all morning. As soon as I hit go live, bro, it's 100 miles per hour from this guy.
It's because you're not listening.
I am listening to you, bud. Alright, so far through Kadyn Proctor's career, he has had 40 consecutive starts. In 2025, he had an 85.4 PFF grade, 9th out of 632 qualified offensive tackles, 81.8 pass blocking grade, 81.6 run blocking grade.
Did you even hear what I said?
I did, bud. Do you not understand? I told you gotta be quiet during the show, bro, or I'm gonna have to kick you out of here. If you want to come talk football and watch some film with us, I got you. Alright, so he had, in 2025, he allowed 19 total pressures on 878 total snaps. Only giving up 2 sacks and 4 QB hits all year. So, with that being said, like, that's a lot of snaps to not allow your quarterback to get hit. He is typically the left tackle.
Dad, just look at the mess of animals.
Hold on.
They're shown on the screen. And then tell me a body part of one of those animals in the mess. And then once you tell me the body part, you have to tell me the name of that creature you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know you got the Mosasaurus with the big teeth. Alright, so Kadyn Proctor, typically left tackle, but Eric Sullivan said that they are going to be moving him into left guard this year. The good thing about him is he is versatile, and that is probably the biggest reason they were focusing him in the draft. What are your thoughts on that, Big C?
Okay, now it's my turn.
First and foremost, I want to know how they know he's so versatile. Now, I like the pick. Listen, this kid could be the most dominant offensive lineman in this draft. Just his size, his power, he can absolutely dominate. But how do we know that he is so versatile? The guy's never played a position besides left tackle. He's never played left guard. He's never played right guard. He's never played right tackle. So how do we know he's so versatile?
I see the long neck of.
Well, I think you're going to see in some of this film, you are going to see him moving around a little bit on the line. And I think one of the other objects of the versatility was the usefulness in the Wildcat with Kadyn Proctor. So let's just break into it.
I died.
I gotta slow the film down. Come on, bud. What are you doing? There we go. Oh, what's going on? What the heck, man? My computer's doing it again, bro. Last 2 weeks, my computer has been like completely crashing out on me on just like the worst moments. It's time for an upgrade. Boom, boom, boom. I gotta restart this thing, this media player. When I originally bought this computer, it wasn't meant to do what I'm doing with it now. It was kind of just meant to be a household computer. I think my wife
like I said, I think Kadyn Proctor has the ability to absolutely dominate. He's got the size and, you know, he's got the strength to absolutely dominate. My biggest concern with how the Dolphins plan on using him is we all assume that Austin Jackson's going to get hurt. You know, it's been the story of his career the last few years that he tends to get hurt, and I hate to see the Kadyn Proctor get thrown over on the right side of the line when he's never played the right side, and it is an adjustment. I don't care what anybody says. It's a major adjustment to move from the left side to the right side of the line. Footwork's completely different. Where you position your hands is completely different. A lot of these guys rely on muscle memory to do anything, and it's a completely different movement. And if we got to thrust him at the right tackle position, and he's been practicing left guard all off season, all preseason, all, you know what I mean? I just think that's a recipe for disaster. I'd rather see them throw him at right tackle immediately. Austin Jackson has some experience at guard. He played guard as a rookie, and I think it's less of a transition for Austin Jackson at this point. And I would start Kadyn Proctor right at right tackle immediately.
Okay, yeah, like put him where he's comfortable. Like I totally understand the whole.
That's what we drafted him for, to be the right tackle of the future, right? Or if Patrick Paul outprices himself with the Miami Dolphins.
Which you think that could be possible? Patrick Paul.
I mean, I think anything's possible. Listen, we traded, depending on what's offered. Look at what we got for Laramie Tunsil. How much of a, you know, how amazing would that be if we got offered 3 first rounds for Patrick Paul when we got another left tackle available?
Yeah, we got a haul for Tunsil, man. And he hasn't.
I think it's less likely. I think, you know, I think they plan on having both of them play, but that wouldn't be a bad setup.
All right. We got it working now.
I'm all about building for the future. You know, people will criticize my take on how well I think the Dolphins will do this year, but I think they are moving in a positive direction. I think they did get some positive pieces. I think Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan were put in a bad position. The salary cap was absolutely garbage. The amount of guys that were due a crazy amount of money this year that were aging players or coming off injuries, you know, they were just put in they were in a rough spot, and I think they did a fairly good job. And, you know, just because I don't think this year is going to be overly successful doesn't mean I don't think that the Miami Dolphins are doing the right thing and getting on the right path. I'd rather a future of multiple years of success
See, you can see
over
he
one
was
year
lined
of
up. He was
maybe
lined up
getting
in
into the
left guard.
playoffs, making a.
Ooh.
He was lined up in left guard right there. By the way, didn't mean to cut you off. You can keep going.
He was lined up at left guard.
Yeah. See, there he's at.
So who was left tackle then?
I think it was. I don't know who it was. I think it was 72 or 71 that was at left tackle when he was lined up at guard. But no, like 100%. Like, and I say this too. It's like, even if we only win 4 games, like a lot of those losses that we get are going to be wins because it's building this team, it's building this culture. Like, we're building for the future. They are building for the future. These guys were left in a shitty position when it comes to salary cap and free agents. Like, we have 43 guys on 1-year deals. You know what I mean? Like, this is the cheapest fielded team in NFL history. So they have their backs against the walls, and if they can turn anything into it, it's going to be a historical change. See, there he is at left guard right there.
I don't see any of this. Where am I supposed to be seeing it?
Oh, you got to hit the watch stream.
All right.
You weren't seeing any of the film. Yeah.
I didn't see any of it.
All right, there's plenty more where he lines up at left guard. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
I'll have access to the All-22 film this year because I didn't get my season tickets, so I'm going to get the NFL Plus subscription so that I can have the All-22 access.
Does that allow you to show highlights on the channel?
So the way that I have to do it is basically I kind of record the film and then I put it into a media program to where I kind of slightly edit it, and then it seems to work for me that way, to where I don't get any kind of flags or anything, copyrights or nothing like that. So that's why it takes me a little bit of time to prepare for these streams, because I gotta like physically like go record the video, take it, edit it, and then export it. I don't know what he was doing on that play. Just running downfield.
Yeah.
But he got into the action.
Right there, that could be an issue with the Dolphins too, because of how quick Devon Achane is. You know, Devon Achane lots of times is going to outrun the block, and
sure.
I think it's going to lead them behind a lot of times without someone to block, and then they're running downfield aimlessly, nobody to block, because Achane just is
taking off
so quick with it,
explosive.
Dad, look, I have wings. Dad, look, I have
Yeah, that's why I like. See, here's that one play where he's in that wildcat.
Dad, look, I have wings.
Yeah.
I'm flying.
Oh, nice, bud.
They're not actual wings.
But yeah, that's why like when Penei Sewell was like running with Jahmyr Gibbs last year, I was like, that was impressive, man. Having that guy, like, he was keeping up with him stride for stride, bro. Like, do you think though, like, if it would have made any difference having Penei Sewell, like if we would have got Penei Sewell instead of who we got? Who was it that we grabbed?
Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle. I mean, I think that draft was you could look at that draft and we could have went a bunch of different ways. We could have stayed put and got Jamar Chase, which means you wouldn't ever had to trade for Tyreek Hill and give up them first rounders. You know what I mean? Or we could have selected Penei Sewell. I think we can all admit that Jalen Waddle didn't live up to expectations, and whether you can blame that on Tyreek Hill and say, well, Tyreek was here, he didn't really get an opportunity to be a number one. Or you can look at his numbers and be like, they were good enough. I never thought that he was a true number one. A number two, sure. I'm surprised that we even got a first round pick for him, to be honest. I'm very surprised in that.
Oh man, they hustled for that pick, bro. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I feel like that was a absolute hustle. They did a great job. The front office did a great job getting a first round pick for Jalen Waddle, but
Even though it was
oh,
a late first round, it's still a first rounder.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I was never really a fan of Waddle either, man. He always like quit on plays. He didn't really like fight for passes, like didn't extend plays. And like when
Always
Tyreek Hill,
jumping when he didn't have to jump. You
yeah,
know,
and when Tyreek Hill wasn't on the field, he didn't step up and be the number one. Like half the time, he would find reasons to not be on the field as well. Like the speed was cool, the celebration was cool for a while, but then it was just see here he is at left guard again. The celebration was cool, but after a while, it was just like this guy's not as good as the draft pick.
is he really a guard there, or is it that's a tight end at
That
the end?
was that a tight end at the end? It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, number 80.
Yeah, it was.
See, I don't think he was ever played truly left guard. You know, there might be a running play here or there that a tight end's at the end of the line and
Dad, this time
has
I'm
the
not
left tackle position, I guess. But
I'm
as far as,
flying
I mean, I think it's
high
just,
driving.
no, I messaged Richmond Webb and
Watch
well, he's going to
that.
come on the
Look
channel
at
when the
these
season gets
fires.
closer. But he said, yeah,
See
it's
these
definitely not
fires?
as easy as people think it is.
It's breathing fire again, so you can
Oh,
see.
that's pretty dope, Richmond Webb.
Nope.
Yeah, I tried to get Malik Washington and Kenneth Grant. I had talked to them at the DCC, and like, of course, they told me to my face like that they'd set up an interview, but they ghosted me afterwards. I kind of expected it. I wasn't expecting anything to come out of it, but it would have been cool.
I could fly out of this water.
I mean, like he's holding his own though. I mean, he needed help on that one. It seemed like, but the guy ended up shedding off of the block and going, leaving him solo.
Hmm.
I mean, what's the major concerns? The weight issues, obviously. Uh, uh, you know, practicing at Miami Heat. I don't think that should necessarily be an issue. Maybe he comes in heavier than what he should be, which you know he could struggle early in the off season. Uh, is he going to get worn down playing in Miami? You know, during the early part of the season, or even throughout the season. I mean, Alabama's not a cold place, but it's not Miami. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's a
So
different kind of heat down here.
yeah, I mean I mean the guy has all the tools to be physically dominant. He does. You know, if you put him up against everybody else that was in this draft at the tackle position, uh, listen, he has the highest floor, the highest well not the highest floor, the highest ceiling, and I'm not mad at the pick. I I thought we would have went in a different direction, but I'm not mad at the pick. I mean, if Jeff Halfley and John Eric Sullivan feel that this is their guy and this is who they wanted, I'm cool with it. I just don't love that we're throwing him at left guard. I just if he's our right tackle of the future, put him at tackle. Let him get started. Again, I don't believe they
Well,
believe we're
here
going to be fighting for
he's
the playoff
playing left
position.
tackle though. I think that's why they're wanting to move him because like here he's playing all left tackle, and that's Patrick Paul, right? So like they
Yeah.
definitely don't want to replace Patrick Paul, but you want him to start. So it's like you can't pick him in the first round and not start him. So like you have to move him
Well, no, but
somewhere, right?
that's why you put him at right tackle because he's your eventual right tackle. Why not get him to the position that you plan on him playing? Why give him another position to learn when you could very easily kick him out the right tackle?
But let me ask you though,
Yeah,
like
he's probably going to be better year one and at right guard or left guard. He's probably going to be better year one at left guard. But
so let me ask you then,
they got to be honest with themselves.
since Patrick Paul's going into his second year, like wouldn't it be smarter to try and move Patrick Paul to the right side and put Kadyn Proctor in at the left tackle for the first year, or do you not want to risk that with this with what they're trying to do?
Well, no, this is Patrick Paul's third year, and I think Patrick Paul has
third year.
earned the right to be the left. He's earned the right to be the left tackle of this football team so far, and I think they feel like he's the future left tackle of this team. I think they drafted Kadyn Proctor with the expectations that he would take over for Austin Jackson when Austin Jackson either got hurt.
That was a Russian play from him.
Either when he got hurt or, when it came to redoing the contract or re-signing him. I feel like they had envisioned Kadyn Proctor being the right tackle. So why not put him at right tackle now? Yeah. Yes, he's going to be a better left guard this year than he would be a right tackle. But this team is not headed to the playoffs. It's just not.
I guess it's just a matter of where you want his help from, right? Because if you think about it, the right tackle, you're mainly going to be using that for what, pass blocking, and to where the inside would be more for the run. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of is like they want it to help the run more than the pass. But no, I totally get what you're saying. If you want him to be the right tackle of the future, then you should start him, get him like reps at right tackle as early as week 1.
Let me ask you this: do you think we're better equipped to be a contender next year than this year?
No, we're definitely better equipped to be a contender next year for sure. It's just we really don't know what it's going to look like come game time, and could these guys click? They could.
We kind of do because we know what it's like when teams have 40 some 1-year contracts and 16 rookie players. A new defensive scheme, a new offensive scheme, a new quarterback. You know what it's going to look like. It's going to be messy. It's not going to run like a well-oiled machine. So, in my opinion, I would rather have Kadyn Proctor take his lumps this year in a year that we're expected to struggle. We're expected not to be very good. That's why we don't got any prime time games. We're not expected to be very good. No. Do you want to wait until next year to get him accustomed to the right side of the line when we don't bring Austin Jackson back in a year that we're expecting to compete? We have a $140 million in free agent money. When we have another draft that we can add more talented players to, I'd rather him take his lumps this year and be ready to go for next year. Dad. Rather than I'm at right tackle this year. We got he's basically a rookie all over again.
Guess a body part of a creature.
Yeah, because not playing him in the position you plan on using him in is just.
I wasn't done talking.
It is just holding you back. But maybe they don't think that Austin Jackson is out the door. And what if he does come and stay healthy all year and does well?
I wasn't done talking.
Bud, I'm talking.
Well, then
Stop interrupting me. That's rude. Yeah. Go ahead.
Then I think you should have took the best guard in the draft. Then I think you should have took Ione. Then if you were gonna leave him at guard, I mean, Ione's not. He doesn't have the potential to be a tackler. So I get it. So I'm not mad at it.
Once you find that body part,
that was a bad throw right there.
You have to guess the dinosaur from that
but yeah, you can see most of the film. It is him lining up at left tackle. Bud, I'm about to kick you out. You have one more chance, and then you're done. You can watch TV out in the living room.
But you're interrupting me.
You're interrupting him.
And then you started talking.
All right, hurry up and say what you guys say, bud.
So, look at the mess of dinosaurs.
All right.
And then find
a Spinosaurus.
So what body part?
With the spine, with the big spine on the back. I love that. This dude is super into dinosaurs. Oh my gosh, it's dinosaurs. That's why I'm trying to get him into football. Yeah, it is. So yeah, it is mostly still lining up at left tackle with a tight end on the end there.
So here's some other creatures that were in the mess. There was a dragon. There was
he definitely dominated right there, 100%.
And there was an Indominus Rex.
So through his career, he has allowed 17 total sacks. His freshman year he gave up 12.
I showed you 4 sections of
Sophomore and junior years, he gave up 5 between the 2 seasons. So progress, right? You know.
So I think he's going to be dominant at the guard. He's going to be dominant this year at the guard position, and it's not that I don't think he's going to be a good guard. I do. I'm just worried about the future at right tackle. I'd rather just get him ready at right tackle. Him and Patrick Paul next to each other, that's going to open up holes for Devon Achane. They're 2 massive human beings. That left side of that line is going to be super good. I think he's going to be fantastic. It's a lot easier to play guard than it is tackle, and I think he's going to do well. I think we're going to be able to run the ball like nobody's business this year, and I think that's what keeps us competitive and close. I think we will be competitive in games. I don't think it's going to be blowout after blowout. I don't think people are going to embarrass us.
And
I just think when push comes to shove.
And honestly, if that's how we lose our games, like if we do go 4-13, if that is the record of the year, but we're going 4-13 and the score is 28-27, 30-27, we're losing games like that to where it's actually exciting. I don't think anybody is going to complain about that, right? Because like, go back and watch football last year. It was like scores of 30-6. Like there were 4 games where we didn't even score 10 points. It was just embarrassing. So
that's why the guys out there, that's the guys out there predicting playoffs. You're putting fans in a position to be disappointed, to be angry at losing games in them situations, because you're giving them hopium that we're gonna do better than what we're gonna do. So instead of a fan being like, all right,
well,
at least we're keeping the game close, at least we're being competitive.
Also,
you're gonna be disappointed because.
Yeah, but at the same time,
thinking we're gonna do more than what we're gonna do.
No, I get you, but at the same time, hold on, bud. At the same time, too, like so you want to play through all the scenarios, right? You may not necessarily believe this or believe that. Like you're set that you know the Dolphins are gonna go 4-13, right? But like you haven't thought about the idea of like, what if this goes right or what if this goes wrong over here, and played out scenarios in your head and been like, okay, well, if, in this case scenario, I could see it. And that's what a lot of the content creators do, right? That's how you make content. It's just part of it. It makes it fun. And you already know it yourself, like none of those guys actually believe it, right? Like they know like we're gonna suck, but they're just putting out content. They're just like, okay, if this scenario happens, I can see this going. Just like how I said I can see us going 4-1 if that scenario plays out the way I explained it. Like, could easily see it going 4-1. Do I think it's gonna go 4-1? No. At the end of the day, I do think that Patrick Mahomes will be playing, and he makes a difference whether he's 100% or not. But there's still the chance that he doesn't play in Week 3. You know what I mean? There is a chance that San Francisco is struggling and not up to 100% when they play us in Week 2. But again, it's San Francisco. They're a stud of a team over there. They're a Super Bowl caliber team. So
overall, we're at like 60%.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I get that. But again, we don't know what it's going to look like come the start of the season. Like, these are a bunch of guys that are on a mission. So it could be the factor. It could be a factor where they all suck, and that's why they're in the position they're in. Or it could be a thing where, like, these guys want to turn it up and turn their career around and actually work together and come out on fire. We don't really know. At the end of the day, it could be one or the other.
If it was one position or one guy that we needed to turn it up and maybe turn his career around, but like, how long have you been a Dolphins fan? How many times? We're asking for a million different things. You're trying to look at a cup half filled, a million different scenarios. We need both safeties to play out of their mind and play better football than they've ever played before. We need to have an edge rusher that can set the edge, come out of nowhere. We need this cornerback room is disastrous right now.
So, you don't
Chris
think
Johnson? Yeah, he's a nice piece.
So you
And
don't
I
think
think he has
Chop
the potential to
Robinson?
be
You don't think Chop Robinson can come out in his third year, especially now that we're going to be in a base 4-3? They said, and like him with his hands in the dirt. You don't think he can come out and have a better third year in this league, being able to rush the passer instead of trying to play coverage, where he was not comfortable.
He could, but what's more likely to happen? You know what I mean? If you've never seen it before and they've never done it before, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but you and I both know that Anthony Weaver was not using this defense to their potential last year. Like he had people playing in places they shouldn't have been playing, dropping back into coverage when you should be rushing the passer. Chop Robinson's a perfect example of that. That's why he never really excelled. I think just like what you're saying with Kadyn Proctor, how you should put him at the tackle position because that's where he excels at instead of guard. Same thing with Chop. Like, you should be having his hands in the dirt so he can rush the passer because that's what he's good at, rather than having him out in coverage trying to keep up with these fast slot receivers.
I mean, the Kadyn Proctor, I think he's going to be a better guard than he would be a tackle. But your plan for him is to eventually be a tackle. So get him over there and let him prepare. Let him get better at it. Let him master the craft. Chop Robinson, I had high expectations for him last year. Do I think that he has the potential to get you 10 sacks? Yes. But it's his ability to set the edge in the run. And we do not have that player on this team right now. We don't, can he become that player? Sure, he can be. But he's always struggled setting the edge in the run game. The cornerback room, who do we got? Juju Brents can't stay healthy. Storm Duck's coming off a major injury. And Storm Duck is below mediocre at best anyway. He's not a good starter. He's a fourth, fifth option. You know what I mean?
I think you're gonna like this Alex Austin kid that we got from the Patriots. His tape was really good. His stats were really good. It was trending upwards. Same with Lonnie Johnson Jr. His tape and his stats were trending upwards. And the good thing is I like about these guys is that they don't miss tackles, right? And when I was going through the film for like all the free agents and stuff that we brought in, especially on the defensive side of the ball, a lot of them were like wrapping people up with tackles. They weren't like trying to get stingy and going for the ball and like missing tackles like we've been seeing for the last couple years. Like, they're wrapping people up, getting good open field tackles. And that's one of the things I like, and I feel like that's one of the things that we need on this defense, right? Because how many times have we got burnt because somebody missed a tackle and now the running back took off and it's a touchdown? Like, so many times. So we did get better.
I mean, Lonnie Johnson is a career backup, special teamer for a reason.
Yeah, but he's mainly brought in to be like that veteran type of presence in that room, right? Because he's going into his 8th year in the season, to whereas a lot of these other guys are still, this will be their 4th year, if not our rookies and our undrafteds, right? So he's not really.
He's projected to be one of our starting safeties, right?
Yeah, he is, but it's going to be a rotational thing, and it's just like Halfley said on the interview with Richard Sherman the other day. He's like, look, if these guys aren't going to play up to the expectations that we have and that we set forth, there's somebody behind them that will. And like,
but there's not necessarily that. There's not necessarily someone behind them.
But there is, though. We have 5 safeties. We have 9 cornerbacks.
That doesn't make them good.
No, but competition breeds better players, right? And that's what they've been doing.
If you got a lack of talent, you got a lack of talent. We have a lack of talent in the cornerback room. We have a lack of talent in the safety room. We got a lack of talent in the wide receiver room.
Oh, we definitely have a lack of talent in the wide receiver room, especially after we see this Caleb Douglas film.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, my first time messing animals. But Dad, don't guess the dinosaur. I need to wait till a bunch of dancers go.
Well, hey, bud, you need to stop interrupting me, man.
You're interrupting.
All right, you can see here. You can see here.
Stop.
You have to let me talk. Because you're the real one that's interrupting.
I'm the real one that's interrupting him, he says.
Because every time I ask you to do something, you just go like blah 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 blah.
I mean, the future of this team, the immediate future, comes down to Malik Willis, how well he performs.
That's 100%.
If he's the answer to the quarterback, right? The quarterback position is the most important position in all of sports. If Malik Willis is the answer and can prove that he can be the starting quarterback for the next foreseeable future for the Miami Dolphins, next year we're going to have a high draft pick. We just are. If we don't have to select a quarterback and we can go get Jeremiah Smith from OSU, who is one of the highest prospect wide receivers that have ever came out, or a real dominant edge rusher, and continue to build this team through the draft, and then we got $140 million in cap space or some number like that. He can really build something special.
I like the tail on the alligator.
I thought you were gonna guess like the forehead of the D-Rex.
Well, I do like how this guy's following through with blocks and everything. He's definitely finishing the plays. I think we've seen enough of the Kadyn Proctor film. Let's move on. Another thing too that I've noticed with a lot of the corners and the safeties that they've grabbed either through the draft or through free agency is they are ball hawks as well. They have a lot of interceptions under their belt or forced fumbles under their belt. And then this one's Chris Johnson right here.
A lot of the safeties were undersized that we had picked up in the draft or undrafted free agents.
Yeah, Chris Johnson, 6 foot even, about 88 pounds. That's who we got on the screen right now. But he's a versatile guy. That's one of the things it seems like. That's another one of the things that seems like they targeted in the draft was versatility. He's versatile in the slot and in the nickel. So this was also Hafley's favorite pick in the draft. Chris Johnson was a guy he was highly sought after. According to PFF, he earned a stellar 91.6 overall defensive grade and a 92.4 coverage grade, ranking top 3 in the nation. He held opposing quarterbacks recorded a measly 16.1 passer rating when targeting him in 2025. He did not surrender a single touchdown in coverage during his senior season. He recorded 49 tackles, 9 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, returning 2 of them for touchdowns. They gave him a 9.
Yeah, again, another pick.
Go ahead.
Another pick that I have no problem with. If this was the corner that Jeff Hafley liked the most, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I like him as a player. I took him in a lot of my mock drafts. Yeah, I didn't take him till the second round.
Yeah.
But if you didn't think he was going to be available next time you picked, I'm all right with you going to grab him. The same with the Jacob Rodriguez. And I don't have a whole lot of time, but I think this draft was decently good. I think it was a good first draft by John Eric Sullivan, and Jeff Hafley. My major issue with this draft is the 2 picks in the 3rd round. And it's nothing against the players. I just think there was better players available, and I feel like they were reaches, and that's with the Caleb Douglas pick and the Will Kacmarek pick.
Kacmarek, yeah.
I think those 2 picks, we could have got better value, better talent. People forget Jermod McCoy was still available late. He didn't go till the beginning of the 4th round. And I know there's question marks about his knee. But if this kid has an 8-year career and is a top 10 corner, you know how much of a steal that would have been? You know how much that would have put us at an advantage if we could have got Chris Johnson and Jermod McCoy, who would have been he would have been the number 1 corner in this draft, a top 10 player in this draft, if not for the injury concerns. We could have had shutdown corners for the next 6-7 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and unfortunately with this regime, that's one of the things that they really consider a red flag for their drafting of players is the injury concerns. Sully said it, before the draft rolled around. The way he works his cards is like injuries is one of those things where too many or certain types of injuries, you get your card flipped over, and that's just what it is. So that's probably what happened to Jermod McCoy. Like, had they done some, like, had his card not been flipped over, perhaps they would have took him, but the injuries unfortunately hurt him in that aspect.
I bet you Jermod McCoy has a more productive career than Will Kacmarek.
Oh, 100%, man.
Without question.
100%, because Will is mainly a blocking tight end, though. Like, so it's like, as a blocking tight end, there's not really much you can do, unless they try.
Will Kacmarek will not get a second. He will not get a second contract with the Miami Dolphins.
No, probably not, unless they try and tap into his catching ability. But we already have guys for that. Ben Sims is going to be a good one. Like, people don't realize. Like, go check out some Ben Sims film from when he was in college. Like, he's mostly a blocking tight end as well, but he came from Green Bay. He's worked with Malik Willis. I can easily see him coming here if they can, like, tap into his catching abilities. Like, he can be a real threat as a tight end. And then, of course, we got Greg Dulcich, who's good at both. He's good at catching and he's good at blocking, so he's our clear number 1 as it stands.
Got the Caleb Douglas pick, and this kid was a 5th, 6th round guy on most people's boards. I don't think, and people can say, well, you're not a general manager, you're not this. Well, these guys do this for a living. They study tape, they go and they watch these players, they see these players. Nobody had him higher than the 25th best receiver in college football. And I know that TD's my boy, and listen, I got so much love for TD. He's helped me so much along the way. I don't agree with everything TD says, and this is why we took him over Ted Hurst. This is why we took him over Ted Hurst.
I would have took
because
Ted Hurst.
He's 6'3", blah blah blah. That's why we took him over Ted Hurst. Runs a 4.39. That's why we took him over Ted Hurst. Ted Hurst runs a 4.42. Ted Hurst is actually taller than Caleb Douglas. Not to mention, all the other intangibles are better for Ted Hurst. You know what I mean? So that reasoning wasn't very good. You know what I mean? That we took Caleb. I just feel like he could have been there later on. Maybe he wouldn't have been, but that's a risk I would have been willing to take.
Yeah, because there was also other tight ends available that could have easily been better, and receivers as well.
The second best guard in this draft was available in case Jonas Savaianaya doesn't pan out this year. We could have for sure shored up our offensive line. Everybody wants to say how much we shored up the offensive line, how much we did for the offense. What did we do besides the Kadyn Proctor pick? You know what I mean? People act like we redid the whole offensive line, and we didn't. We got one guy.
Bat out of hell. Actually, on Will Kacmarek, I actually have film of him catching the ball. and blocking. So no, he was used as a pass catching tight end at times. It was just more so blocking, and that's the reason they drafted him. At least that's why they told us that's why they drafted him, because he was top end blocking tight end. So I know I want them to tap into the pass catching abilities of our tight ends, because that's what makes, in my opinion, the tight end is one of the, other than the quarterback, is the second most important position on the offense. And I say that because you can, if you have a good tight end that's generational, or at least versatile in catching, blocking, maybe running, all of that, you can use a tight end in so many different ways. Like, look at the tight ends that have been coming out recently: Tyler Warren and Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, all these guys that like really turn up an offense because of how you can use these tight ends. So yeah, I want a tight end that can do it all. I don't want him to just be a one-dimensional tool that we have, because then it also gives away, if he is one dimensional and he's coming in and he's a blocker, it kind of gives away the offense. It kind of tells the defense like, hey, what we're doing on this play. So no, I like my tight ends being very versatile in both pass catching and blocking, and maybe even in some wildcat formations. You know what I mean? But you can see here with the Chris Johnson film, like, he's pretty good in coverage. Like, he sticks with his guys. There isn't a whole lot of times where he's gotten burnt. Again, take this with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen, because you don't really get to find any of the bad plays. They just kind of get all of the highlights. But for the most part, he does a pretty good job in coverage.
I like the Chris Johnson pick. Not mad at it at all.
So how the game goes is you're gonna close your eyes, because when I press some morph, it'll show what its name is, and then once I find a morph to morph into, and you can open your eyes and then you look at the screen and you'll see a dinosaur. And you have to guess the dinosaur that I turn into. Close your eyes.
Yeah, that was the problem with Gasecki. By the way, speaking of Gasecki, once we hit that 500 subscriber mark, I got this going out to one lucky viewer right here. Autographed Mike Gasecki photo.
Is there comments? I don't see no comments.
Yeah, they're in the YouTube. They're on the YouTube. This doesn't work like StreamYard to where it shows the comments and the... But this doesn't cost anything either.
Dad, close your eyes. I don't want you cheating.
So if you had the stream pulled up, you'd see the comments. We got Joe down there, Liz down there.
So what do I look under YouTube?
AFC Eastie Boys. All one word. You're an Ankylosaurus.
Correct.
What I noticed with the CJ film is that he gets behind early and then recovers. That's one thing I noticed too, Joe. Yeah, he does, like, they will, like, burn him a little bit, but then he recovers and gets them. Yeah, he won't get that grace in the NFL. Like, those guys are gonna get caught. See, that's why he's able to catch them, right? Because in college, like, they're kind of having to slow down to get the ball. Well, in the NFL, with a lot of these receivers, like, they're gonna be in sync, and there's not gonna be any kind of slowdown. So if he gets burnt, it could be lights out for Chris Johnson, for sure.
I don't want you cheating.
So we're gonna have to see how that translates to the NFL for sure, because that could be one thing that definitely kills him. Because I could see Justin Jefferson getting burnt. The only problem is their quarterbacks. I don't know if their quarterbacks can hit Justin Jefferson in stride, so that might help him out there. But, you know, Patrick Mahomes can hit his receivers in stride. Joe Burrow's, if he's playing, he's going to hit Jamar Chase in stride.
Right, Dad. I'm ready.
You're a velociraptor.
Correct. Alright, close your eyes.
Yeah, no, he does have good open field tackles too. So it's like, if he can get his hands on you, he's probably going to take you down.
Dad, here's the next dinosaur. Dad, here's the next dinosaur. Dad, see it? Dad, you see it? What do you think I am?
Is that a baryonyx?
Yep.
Oh, dang, I can't believe I got that one right. I was completely guessing.
Looks like you're
Yeah, and one of the things that concerned me, I think it was Chris Johnson, right? Chris Johnson, he came out in one of his interviews, and I think he was asked why he chose to stay in the school that he stayed in for the 4 years rather than going to a bigger name school. I didn't really like his answer that he gave to me, because he was asked on draft night, and it was one, he answered it in one way, and then the next day he was asked like on the podium or whatever, and he kind of answered it the same but like more PR based. But basically what I got from it was the fact that he didn't want to go to a bigger name school because he wasn't sure about the players he was going to be playing against. He wasn't sure if he'd even get playing time, etc., etc., etc. So it's like, Chris Johnson is my biggest question mark, though, like, because he hasn't played top caliber college talent. He was more playing the minor leagues in college. So is that going to translate to the NFL?
What do you think I am?
A Carnotaurus?
Allosaurus.
I think he'll be a good corner. Will be a top end number one corner. I mean, I don't know about that, but I think at the very least he'll be a very productive number two corner at the least.
It might be too dark.
Again, that first three picks I have zero issue with. If that's the guys that our general manager and our head coach wanted, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, we're just going to have to trust it, right? Like, obviously, Halfley sees something that I don't see. Like I said, the film's not bad. But again, like, we got to take in consideration, like, he's not playing great college teams. So, like, his competition that he's playing against isn't great either. So it's like, my biggest question is, that's really just my biggest question. It's like, yeah, he looked good against a bunch of high school kids, but how's he going to look in the NFL? We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know.
This one should have been easy. It's literally the Indominus Rex.
The Indominus Rex. This one should have been easy.
Because you literally seen this before. You literally seen this dinosaur before.
Yeah. See,
I'm gonna have to go back and watch this because I want to see this tape you got on Caleb Douglas, but I can't stay the whole time.
Dad, what do you think I am?
yeah, because we got Jacob Rodriguez next, and then Caleb Douglas. I can play the Caleb Douglas film first.
Dad,
Let me,
what do you think I am?
if you got to get out of here, let me switch it over. We can do some Caleb Douglas.
Dad, what do you think I am?
Because I got all day, brother. I ain't doing nothing today. I got a house of sick kids and wife's at work. So.
Dad, what do you think I am?
I agree, Joe. Our first three picks can be great players. To me, it's just that third round where we messed up. I really think that third round we messed up.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And the Chris Bell, I think, he's got first round talent. From everything that we're hearing, he's recovering great. So, again, I'm not mad necessarily at that pick. It's that tight end and Caleb Douglas. They're the two picks.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong.
And actually, with this Caleb Douglas film, is it Caleb Douglas or was it Chris Bell that I got? actual plays where they're not all highlights.
Dad, what do you think I am? This one should be easy.
Spinosaurus.
Correct. Told you, that one is easy. This next one is totally easy. What do you think it is? Dad, what do you think I am? Dad, what do you think I am?
A T-Rex.
Correct. I told you the next one is still going to be easy. This next one is totally easy.
Oh, yeah. Hung on to that one.
Dad, what do you think
Hung on to that one in double coverage.
Dad, what do you think I am?
A Stegosaurus.
Correct. You keep guessing these correct. I think you're becoming a dinosaur expert.
Alright, so he played quarterback at Hightower High School in Texas until his junior year before shifting to wide receiver due to his high-level athleticism.
Dad, what do you think I am?
He began his college career with the Florida Gators and then went to the
Dad,
Texas Tech.
Dad, this one's easy. What do you think I am?
Triceratops.
Correct.
Drop that pass.
Why you keep guessing them correct is because you're cheating.
6'4", 210 pounds, 4'3", 40 at the combine.
Right, what do you think I am?
Some notes here say that he excels as a vertical deep threat and possesses a massive wingspan to win 50-50 balls, and is highly regarded as a physical run blocker.
Dad, this one might be hard for you.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's a Suka minus. Told you it's gonna be hard for you.
That was good evasiveness there. Able to get a couple extra yards after the catch, after the hit.
Dad, what do you think I am? Dad, what do you think I am?
That's a Carnotaurus.
Correct. This is a dinosaur that's hard for you and me. Dad, this is a dinosaur that's hard for you and me to guess.
Oh, deep throw to the sideline.
Dad, it might be a little dark for you to see the dinosaur.
I wonder if I can speed this. The other day I had to do this at 25 speed. If not, it's choppy. It's super choppy for you. Let me see if I can speed it up.
This is hard for me and you to guess.
Oh, it's not playing bad. It's not bad.
I don't even know what this dinosaur is. Dad.
Again, Ted Hurst, I feel like, was the better overall prospect, so why wouldn't you have selected Ted Hurst instead of the Caleb Douglas?
What do you think I am? Dad, what do you think I am?
I don't know what that is, bud. Especially where they drafted him, because like you were saying earlier, you guaranteed could have got him in the 4th round. Like, I don't think anybody else was probably targeting this guy where we grabbed him at.
It's a conservenator. It's a conservenator. It's a concatenator.
So in 2024, he had 13 games played with 60 receptions, 877 yards, 14.6 average with 6 touchdowns. 2025, he had 14 games played with 54 receptions for 846 yards, averaging 15.7 with 7 touchdowns.
Dad, what do you think I am?
Career, he's had 135 receptions with 2,031 yards, averaging 15 per and 16 total touchdowns.
Dad, the creature that I am is
30% of his total targets came on passes thrown 20-plus yards downfield. He pulled down 12 of those deep shots for 4 touchdowns during his final year.
What do you think I am?
Says just flip the Douglas and Bell pick and feel okay. No,
Yeah.
because we got good value with the Douglas pick, or with the Bell pick. Why would you erase that value just to pick Douglas? I wouldn't have took Douglas in that 3rd round whatsoever.
Dad, what do you think I am? Dad, what do you think I am?
I mean, it does say that, Joe. It does say that he's a good blocking wide receiver, but like that doesn't make sense though either, to draft a wide receiver just to have him block. Like, if that was the case, why didn't you just draft Will Kacmarek where you drafted Caleb Douglas? Like,
well, they say he's such a great blocker, but on other things that I read, they say he lacks strength to break away from defenders. You know what I mean? To separate in routes. I don't know. Impressed at the line, he lacks ideal strength. So how good of a blocker if you're lacking?
What's up, Iceman?
Strength,
So he maintained a high-depth role with an average depth of target of 14 yards over his college career. He logged a solid 72.4 PFF receiving grade. That doesn't matter.
Dad, what do you think I am? Dad, what do you think I am?
Oh, you're a Parasaurolophus. He's my favorite dinosaur.
I knew you would know that because he's your favorite dinosaur.
So he does have some medical history, though. His sophomore campaign at Florida was cut short after just 5 games when he suffered a fractured fibula, prompting his move to Texas Tech the following spring.
I can't make you guess Edmontosaurus because...
No, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how serious a fractured fibula could be. Whether it's anything that could linger through the years or if it's a simple one-time thing.
Dad, what do you think this is?
That is an Allosaurus?
This is an Allosaurus. The one that I'm walking up to. Dad,
It must be Chris Bell. I think Chris Bell is the slot guy.
Dad.
Because I know it was either Chris Bell or Caleb Douglas. I was seeing their film. There was like 4 highlights in a row where it was literally the same play. It was a hitch to the right at the sticks, come back for the pass, and there you go.
This is a Metria.
Stop mentioning this kid with Randy Moss, bro. Stop it. That's so disrespectful. This kid is not Randy Moss. Nothing in his tape shows you that he can be Randy Moss. Hey, he's tall. Yeah, he's tall and fast, but nothing in his tape shows he can be Randy Moss.
You've been mossed. It wouldn't even sound right. You've been Douglas.
I mean, that just let you know that some people just fan too much. If the New York Jets made this pick, people would be slamming them. Our fan base would be slamming them, saying they reached. They wouldn't be saying, "Oh, they got the next Randy Moss."
Oh, looks like
It takes more than size and speed. Randy Moss caught the football. He went up and took the football away.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. Like, these 2 receivers that we did pick in, I do feel like it's still an open wide receiver competition. Like, neither one of the guys, like, after watching their film, like, because I've already watched the film, obviously, because I had to record it and edit it and everything. Like, neither one of them really stand out to me to be super breakout guys. Like, they're not going to be our number ones that we were hoping to get in the draft. If we were planning on drafting a number 1 wide receiver, we should have took one earlier and actually got a number 1.
That doesn't mean he's got Randy Moss potential. He runs fast and he's tall, but that does not mean he is. Randy Moss could jump out the building too. You know what I mean? Like, he had elite hands. You just got to stop with them comparisons. It's not fair.
Joe says you gotta avoid gold jackets in player comparisons. It's mad disrespectful to the Hall of Famers. Yeah, especially before even seeing them take a snap on the field, right? Let's get through one season, right? If we get through one season and this guy comes out and has a hell of a season, gets 1,400 yards on 90 catches, 10 touchdowns. All right, now you can start making some kind of comparisons, right? But like he hasn't even took a snap
because that's
yet.
what Randy Moss did. That's what Randy Moss did as a rookie.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that.
Not to mention Randy Moss was
Randy Moss was drafted 21st overall. I just looked it up. 21st overall, first rounder. So
he might have had the 18th overall pick that year then. Maybe. I think we took John Avery instead of Randy Moss. I could be wrong though. Cornerback John Avery.
Yeah, I was still too young at that time. I was like getting into I was just first getting into the football. I wasn't into like drafts and stuff yet. I was just watching it.
Are you calling me old boy?
I mean, I think we're both around the same age, man. I got into football in '95. That's what I'm saying. I got into football in '95. I was 7, so I wasn't quite. Yeah, I wasn't quite keen on all the
95
good details yet.
95, I was 11.
Yeah, we're about the same age. You're what? 39.
42.
You could have stuck with 39. I stopped aging at 27, bro. Like really, like my kids tell me my age. I don't even know my age half the time.
That's Big C. I always say, let these guys play before they say they're no good. And I'm going to let him play. And I'm not saying he's garbage. I'm saying that there was potentially better players on the board available. I drafted Caleb Douglas in quite a few of my mock drafts because he is 6'4" and ran a 4.39. I drafted him in quite a few.
All right, something just hit me.
But I didn't take him till the 5th, 6th round.
Something just nailed me on that one. That's never happened before. Gotta give it a few minutes, it'll go away. Stream suspended for policy violations. I bet because that was the Big 12. That was from the Big 12 is where I got that film from. We got popped. Pop, 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 pop. It's all good though. So I like about the NFL. See, the NFL is making it more viable, more easily accessible for streamers. They actually have programs and stuff going on for content creators. So it's like NFL allows you to do it. I think I just did too much all at once. You kind of got to break it up sometimes too. I wonder if they're going to let it come back or not.
Come check out my channel if you're not subscribed. Come check it out.
Yeah, definitely go check out Big C too.
On YouTube.
Phins Posse Podcast. If you haven't subscribed over here, hit that subscribe button over here as well. I see a lot of new faces in the house. Appreciate y'all showing up.
And again, I want to be wrong about these guys. I would rather be wrong and come on here and say that I was wrong and you know, eat crow 100% if it means the Miami Dolphins to be that much more successful. And again, I think that we're moving in the right direction. We just You gotta not put some. You gotta limit your expectations this year because in reality, this is a rebuild. And rebuilds don't happen overnight. This was a major rebuild. We
Can
switched
y'all
quarterbacks.
can
We
y'all
switched
still
coaches.
hear us or no?
Switched general managers.
I don't know if they. No, I don't think they can even hear us. Oh, there we go. We're back live. We're back on. They're like, all right, he's not playing the film no more. You can put him back up. Now you were saying, Big C? Run with it.
Oh, I was saying, and I think we're moving in the right direction. This is a rebuild. It doesn't happen overnight. We switched head coaches. We switched quarterback. Oh, we got rid of major assets: Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Fitzpatrick, Bradley Chubb. These were guys that were mainstays here for quite a few years. These are guys that we built our team around, and they're no longer here. And we're learning a new defensive scheme, a new offensive scheme. Just so many changing parts. 43 players you said that are on 1-year contracts. Is that what you said?
43. Yep. 43 players on 1-year contracts.
That's a massive amount of 1-year contracts.
Cheapest fielded team in NFL history.
It's a massive amount of journeyman players or depth players that are looking to get another shot. But let's be real. These guys, most of them are, journeymen for a reason. Most of these guys are special teams players for a reason. We are building something positive here, but it takes time. And I don't want people to be disappointed when we don't get 10 wins. I don't want people to think this season is a failure because we only win 4 games. We can win 4 games and this year 100% be a success.
And to help your case,
because we can be,
and to help your case,
be
too,
competitive.
Yeah, and to help your case too, a lot of people like to look at the New England Patriots from last year and look at how they did their turnaround. But like there's levels to this, right? Because the New England Patriots, they spent a lot of money last year bringing in veterans, bringing in guys that know what they're doing. They had Mike Vrabel coming in. A lot of people bought in. Like there was a lot of things that went in their favor, and a lot of it had to do with money spent. It wasn't a bunch of like. They spent a lot of money. We are the cheapest fielded team in NFL history. So like, there's a difference there. Like, it's not the same as what the Patriots did last year. So stop using the fact that the Patriots did it as a saying that we could do the same thing.
That out of hell is being delusional right now. 13 picks in one draft, 2 years of picks in 1 year, 2-year rebuild done. You got to be joking me, right? First off, no general manager in the history of general managers of the NFL has ever been 100% on draft picks.
Yeah, we'll be lucky. We'll be lucky if 5 of them are solid starters, like solid starters, moving into next year.
And I'm sure maybe 6 or 7 drafted picks, undrafted free agents get starting time this year, and it's just because we're got a bad roster right now.
And I was going to say the same thing. Like, put these 13 picks on the Philadelphia Eagles. How many of them do you think start? Put these 13 picks on the Kansas City Chiefs. How many of them do you think start? You know what I mean? Like, we may get more of them starting on the Miami Dolphins because of the position we're in. We need them to be starting caliber players, and they don't have the competition there to really stop them from being starters.
And stop seeing it as a bad thing. How many years have we suffered through losing seasons?
What's up, Nick?
At least we're building something positive now. At least
What's
we
up,
can
fellas?
have something to hang our hat on. You guys want to act like if we have one bad season. I'll take this season, a season where we're learning, a season where we're growing. I'll take this season a million times over if it means the long-term success for this football team. And I think that's what we're moving towards.
100%. I got to give it a few more minutes before I put film back on, Nick. I just got hit because I put Big 12 film on, so they must not have liked it.
Yeah. You got to find out, bro. You got to put on you have to play it at the beginning of your live, where it basically states like any video you show is for educational purposes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? that's one thing I try to tell podcasters. Like, typically, like, if you're just out pulling up highlights, you can get flagged. But if you put that disclaimer, I'm gonna send you the disclaimer in the Discord. Typically, if you put that up, you're usually protected.
I'm usually pretty good because like what I usually do is I go and I record any of the film and I take it and I edit it in a software program and then I remanufacture it basically. And it's usually pretty good for me, but that's also NFL film. This is the first time I'm doing college film, so it might be a little bit different because NFL is more lenient than the college is. Because the NFL wants content creators putting their film out there.
Well, what's good, man? Tell me what you saw on the Jacob Rodriguez film.
We didn't get into the Jacob Rodriguez film.
Oh, you didn't yet?
Not yet. That'll be the film we jump into it as soon as I turn it back on. I need to get a new cup of coffee, smoke me a cigarette. Why don't you boys chop it up for a few minutes? If you got to get out of here, whenever you need to get out of here, Big C. If not, you can stick around. We'll keep chopping it up. Like I said, I'm gonna be here for a few hours, so I'll be right back. Y'all have at it.
But what's up, Big C?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Yourself?
I came across your page a few times too, man. You're a good content creator.
I appreciate it.
How you feeling for this year? Because yeah, I'm not a full blown Dolphins fan, but like I grew up a Panthers fan, but I have love for the Dolphins. Like Ricky Williams was one of my favorite players growing up, and as a 12-year-old watching the dark visor and the dreads flying all over, like how could you not be appealed to him? But dude, you know, I came in, I heard what you were saying. Like, this is what I try to tell Dolphin fans. You guys are in the same position my team was in 2 years ago when we got Canales. It's all about building a foundation and setting a foundation and building a culture right now.
Yep.
And right now you want to find the players who are buying into what Jeff Hafley is selling. Granted, you know, we got to figure out if Hafley is the guy. I believe in Jeff Hafley. He's a very good coach. Wherever he's gone, starting with BC, he turned BC back around. He went to the Packers. They were a 3-4 defense, changed them up to a 4-3. No Michael Parsons, and they were an elite defense. They were one of the better defenses last year with Michael Parsons until he got hurt. So, like, he transforms defenses, and he knows how to maximize defensive backs because that's his specialty. His bread and butter is the secondary. I was telling guys like Pete's Takes and Kadyn, I'm like, yo, listen, man, this guy's going to maximize Chris Johnson's potential. A lot of people think it was a reach. Me personally, sure, I had a second-round grade on him, but he fits what Jeff Hafley wants. You know what I mean? So I don't deem it as a bit of a reach because, one, you guys needed corner, and he's supremely talented.
Oh. Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I wasn't upset with those picks. For the most part, I think we did a pretty good job in the draft. I just don't get why fans are so on the fact and so they just feel like this year's a failure if we're not a playoff contender, and they're not looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is we're trying to, like you said, build a culture. We didn't have enough artillery to build this team, rebuild this team in a year. We didn't have enough cap space. We had a lot of guys heading out the door that had major contracts. We had a shit ton of dead money. You know what I mean? And yeah, we had 13 draft picks, but like I said, you know, maybe 5 or 6 of those guys end up working out for us. And that's if Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan did a wonderful job. Job. People think, you know, you got 7 draft picks, 10 draft picks, all those guys are going to work out. No, you'll be lucky if half. Like, seriously, if half those guys work out.
Yeah. I mean, you got, 13 of them. I really liked out of those 13 picks, I really liked like 5 to 6 of them, like a lot. I like the Kadyn Proctor pick for y'all. I like Jacob Rodriguez. I love Kyle Lewis. I could rant about Kyle Lewis all day, dude. I think he could be special in the league as like that Swiss Army, like kind of like how Seattle utilized Emin Wari last year. Like, you could use Kyle Lewis like that. He's that type of special defensive talent. He's great in pass coverage.
Stream got kicked off again.
super aggressive. You said me?
It says stream unavailable, stream suspended for policy violations.
Oh, shit.
McBillion.
Ah.
So, that's why I don't mess with that. You know what I mean? People want to watch tape, they can go watch the ESPN and stuff. You know what I mean? That shit's too much of a hassle. Like, it's a nice aspect to be able to do it, but I mean, you know,
you could
that are doing it.
You could review tape on Discord, but you can't go live on YouTube. Like if Cat in the Hat wanted to do like inside the Discord, he could do that all day. But it's just the YouTube policies are just super strict. Because I know dudes who Panther guys who are in Discords and they do film reviews and stuff on Discord. You could do whatever you want on Discord. They don't give a damn. Shit, I know people who stream NBA playoff games on Discord.
You should be able to stream whatever, you know what I mean? If you're not sitting there live broadcasting a game, you know what I mean? I understand that.
Yeah.
But games that have already been played, tape that's already been shown, like, come on.
Yeah, that's corny. That's corny.
I do think the Dolphins will be competitive this year. I think we'll be able to run the ball. And, of course, you can build on that. I think we need some talent at wide receiver. I'm not in love with our wide receiver room. Chris Bell has the potential when he gets back healthy to hopefully be a good receiver. Caleb Douglas got elite traits.
He's really that talented.
Term starters or contributors for us for the future. And, planning for the draft next year. Planning for free agency next year when John Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley really get an opportunity to dibble and dabble. And I think in 2027, he should be competing for a playoff spot.
I can make confetti to make it.
You know, I'll never knock a team for building up front. Like, I know people may be mad at the Proctor pick, but, we're talking about a guy who's the number 1 rated high school prospect coming out of high school. Like, he has the goods. He has the potential. I'll never knock a team for building up front. You got to build up front. We know football. We've watched, all three of us have watched football long enough. You can't do jack shit if you don't got an offensive line. I don't care how good the quarterback is, how good the running game is. It starts and ends with up front. Always. Always. Don't matter if it's 1955 or 2026. It always starts in the trenches.
Yeah, I'm not.
And you guys got some young talent in the trenches. You guys definitely got some young talent in the trenches. Brewer was one of the higher graded centers last year, I saw.
Yeah, but that was
Paul that continues to get better.
Yeah, but that was also off limited snaps too. Like I've said this before. It's like if Brewer played a full season, would he have still been ranked as high as he was? Like,
yeah, because he was ranked that high the year before too, right? He was one of the better centers in the league the year before.
Okay. I need help. Okay.
I don't remember what he was ranked at last year.
He's been with us 2 years, right?
I know he was undrafted. Hold on.
He came over from the Titans, but I'm pretty sure he's been with us 2 years.
2024, March 15 of 2024. So yeah, 2 years with the Dolphins. Would have been the 24 season and last year, yeah. Ranking first among all NFL centers.
We got him from the Titans. We got him from the Titans, though.
Yeah.
Play with the Titans.
Where he played with, where he actually played with Malik Willis. And that's another one of the things that, like, I've noticed about how they've built this team is, like, they have put a lot of people on the team that have played with Malik Willis. They've put a lot of people on the team that have played with each other. So they are kind of trying to make the camaraderie easier for these guys to come together. Because if you think about it, like you put one fish in the ocean or in a tank with a bunch of other fish that have already been there, that fish tends to get bullied a lot and may not make it.
Who's played with Malik Willis, though?
You got Salyer has played with Malik Willis. Ben Sims has played with Malik Willis. Brewer has played with Malik Willis. Tolbert has played with Malik Willis.
I mean, Tolbert didn't really play with Malik Willis.
At the Senior Bowl. They played together at the Senior Bowl.
That's a practice in 2 passes. You know what I mean? Like,
Greg Dulcich is also on the same team at that Senior Bowl. So
I don't know if you can count that as playing with another player.
Oh, I mean, like you get a whole week of playing together. It's not like, oh, they were on the same team for a whole season, but they still have played together. Whether it's one game and they practice for a whole week, it was time spent together.
I got to get out of here, brother. I appreciate you having me on, though.
Hey,
great stuff.
I appreciate you rolling through.
Check me out, the Fin Posse podcast, if you're not a member over there. Listen, I try to give it as real as I can. I think the Dolphins are going to be competitive this year, and I'm gonna be positive, and I'm going to give Caleb Douglas a chance. I'm going to give Will Proctor a chance, and it's nothing against the players. It's more so that I felt like there was better options available, and I think this year is going to have a lot of positives for the Miami Dolphins. I just don't think it's going to necessarily end up in the win column. And but I think we're building something positive, and I think that the future looks bright for the Miami Dolphins, and I'm excited.
All right, man. I appreciate you rolling through here. Make sure y'all go check out Big C over at the Fin Posse podcast. Stick to your guns, man. Don't let people stray you away from it, man. You're allowed to fan how you want to fan. And they're allowed to fan how they want to fan. I appreciate your input. We may not exactly agree on everything, but that's what we do this for. We come up here, we talk about our differences, and then we move on. I appreciate it. You have a good day, man.
You too. Peace.
All right. Well, let's get back into this film now that I gave it a few minutes. Let's see if they hit us with another one. We got some Jacob. I really wanted to get into this Jacob Rodriguez film. So we're gonna break into the Jacob Rodriguez film. Alright, let's see if they hit us. It's got to be because it's the college film. NFL doesn't do this to me ever.
Come here, you burger guy.
This dude so gives me Zach Thomas vibes, man, especially with the film. I do want to go back. I am going to go back, though, and look at some actual college games with him, because I do want to see full game action from these guys. Like, going and doing it like this, getting the clips of the highlights, doesn't show you the bad. It only shows you the good. But with this guy, like, the good is really good. Selected 43rd overall by the Miami Dolphins. 2025, he was the Bednarik Award winner, nation's top defensive player. Butkus Award winner, nation's top linebacker. Bronchi Nagurski Trophy winner, unanimous All-American, Heisman Trophy finalist, finished 5th in the final voting. Oh, and they already got me, bro. They already got me. They already got me.
They don't attach to someone.
Well, damn, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? We ain't gonna be able to go over any of the film on these guys. Jacob Rodriguez' film was good too, man. It was really good. There was one play where he actually received the snap and ran it in for a touchdown. It was a goal line play. Yeah, it's because it's the college film. It is because it's the college film. If it wasn't college film, we'd be totally fine, and they wouldn't say anything if it was NFL. But since it's college film, they want their money. They do want their money to pay those kids. That way they have money going into the NFL.
Balloon. Whee.
Bummer. I'm gonna have to go through and delete some of that stuff too, man. This whole video is not gonna be available for watch afterwards. We're gonna have to here. You guys are just gonna have to join in on the Discord, and we're gonna have to do this offline. That's all. We're just gonna have to watch the film through the Discord. So if y'all have not already joined in the Discord and you wanna continue to watch the film, go ahead, hit that link, join our Discord, and like I said, we can watch whatever we want in the Discord. We just can't do it live. But at the end of the day, I do have high hopes for this team. I'm on the fence to where I believe these guys all have something to prove. I do believe that this team can come out here and put on a good performance. But it does all kind of revolve around Malik Willis. It really all revolves around Malik Willis and how he's going to come out and perform. If we get the Tennessee Titans Malik Willis, then it's probably not going to look good for us. But if we can get the Malik Willis that's been trending upwards for the last couple years, ever since leaving Tennessee, then we're be in a much better position. But it's all going to come down to Malik Willis, man. And that's why this contract was actually a pretty good contract for Malik Willis, in my opinion, because it doesn't tie us down with the guy. It gives us a chance to find out if he is the guy, right? Because if he does come out this year and he is the guy, then we found our quarterback, and we got him for a pretty cheap deal, right? Because if you think about it, right, $20 million could either be expensive for a quarterback or it could be cheap for a quarterback. Now let me explain, right? For example, Geno Smith. Would you think that that's expensive or cheap, $20 million a year for Geno Smith? That would be expensive, right? Expensive. Now, Malik Willis comes out and he plays like trash, and that's where he stands. But would you think $20 million for Patrick Mahomes? Would you think that's cheap or expensive? Now, I'm not saying Malik Willis is going to come out here and be a Patrick Mahomes, but if he comes out and is a franchise guy, then you got him on a pretty cheap contract. But we're in a win-win situation, because if he sucks, then we get a high draft pick for next year. We know he's not the franchise guy. We can move on and we can draft our quarterback next year. But if he does turn out to be a franchise guy, we got him on a cheap deal for a couple years. We could still draft a guy next year. May not be a top quarterback draft, but we could still draft a guy, put it behind him, and roll with Malik Willis for the next couple years. I do think that we have the opportunity to do well, but it's all going to come down to how Malik Willis comes out here and plays. And I don't think Quinn Ewers is a factor. I think it's all going to come down to Malik Willis. Malik Willis can hit some good throws, and yes, he can run, but there's a lot of things that Malik Willis needs to work on in order to be a franchise quarterback. There's things that he's struggled with throughout the years that he needs to work on. One of those things is his ability to take the snap from under center. He's fumbled the snap from under center 9 times throughout his career, going all the way back into high school. So that has been an issue for him. He also, one of his biggest issues that he needs to work on is he needs to learn to be a passer before a runner. And what I mean by that is he doesn't necessarily always go through his progressions. He may lose the first guy and then just tuck it and run, instead of using his legs to buy some time in the pocket, wait for another guy to get open, or go through the rest of his reads and then air the ball out. That's the biggest thing that he needs to work on. Because if he doesn't, then it's going to be easy for defenses to key in on that and take advantage of it. Sucker him into running the ball, and then we're not getting what we want. We're not getting the value we want out of Malik Willis. So that's something that he really needs to work on. If he can work on that and he can learn how to be a passer first and a runner second instead of a runner first and a passer second, then he can be a really good quarterback in this league, because he has been trending upwards. And with that being said, that's why Justin Fields is trash. But I mean, like, you can go, again, I'm not trying to compare him to anyone else. I'm just using similar quarterback situations as examples, because Lamar Jackson was the same way when he first came into the league. He was the exact same way when he first came into the league. He was a runner first and a passer second. John Harbaugh turned him into an efficient passing / running quarterback. And that's why it's great that he went over to the Giants, because Jackson Dart, very similar. We saw him his first year. He was running everything, running through people, worrying about concussions. Now, John Harbaugh's over there. He's going to be able to turn him into a very efficient passer. He's going to calm him down. He's going to turn him into a nice, efficient passer. And the same thing needs to happen with Malik Willis. They just need to calm him down. And that's why, like, when Coach Bush had said that thing about timing with Ewers, like how he takes too much time before throwing the ball, well, it kind of, sometimes it takes a little bit of time, right, to make a play open, to get a receiver open. You got to run around in the pocket a little bit. So I don't necessarily agree with that, unless they're trying to continue to go on this timing-based offense, which I thought we were getting away from. Because if that's the case, then we really might be in some trouble if we're going to still continue to try and run a timing-based offense. That is what we don't need to do. That timing-based offense, I don't think it works out. I don't think it works out. Even if you were doing it without Tua Tagovailoa, I don't think Tua was the problem when it came to the timing-based offense. I think it was just the fact of the timing-based offense was easily defended. It's easy for defenses to key in on these things. Take away your first read. If like everything's timing-based, like you're probably timing plays for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then after that, it's just every man, you just figure it out, and go from there. So if we're not getting away from the timing based offense, and that's what we're going to be running this year, if that's what Bobby Slowick was talking about, some things are going to be similar, some things are going to be different. I'm really worried if that's going to be the case. Like I'll be right there with Big C saying that we're going to win 3 max if we're going to stick with this timing based offense thing. We got to change it up. It's got to be, we definitely got to get more vertical for sure. Like he did say that we plan to get more vertical, right? But we weren't very vertical last year. So let's say we did 12 vertical plays last year that were over 20 plus yards. So even if we only did 20 this year, like that doesn't seem like a lot. That's still more than last year though. I do think there's going to be a lot of motion and a lot of slot receiving. The highlights that I saw from Chris Bell was a lot of slot. It was a lot of slot receiving. He was going to the outside post, running back, hitch route, catching the ball, either going out of bounds, or there was a couple of them where like he was able to turn around and turn it upfield because the guy missed the tackle, and get a few extra yards out of it. But at the end of the day, most of his catches came inside that 7 to 15 yard range. So not a big deep threat. You saw with the Caleb Douglas film, like they said 30% of his targets are 20 yards or more. So he's supposed to be that vertical guy. No, but hold on, Joe. Like we cannot bash any quarterback that goes to Tennessee and does bad because it's just the organization. Every quarterback does bad in Tennessee minus Ryan Tannehill. And the only reason Ryan Tannehill was able to be any kind of efficient over there was because they had King Henry. And when you have the threat of King Henry, you're really not worrying about the quarterback as much. You're more worried about Derrick Henry run through you for 300 yards. So I don't blame any quarterback for bad play in Tennessee. It just comes with the territory. We'll see if Cam Ward can make a turnaround in year 2. Carnell Tate's already sitting out of practice, so that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. With that being said, glad we didn't take him now, right? I know some of us were pounding the table for Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate's sitting out of practice. Now we know why they didn't go after him. And no, you're right. He hasn't proven anything yet. And this is all opinions and speculations that every one of us are making. What's up, Liz? How are you doing?
Doing all right.
You doing all right? I know you're decently high on the Dolphins right now, from what I understand.
Yeah, I think they're going to be better than what people have predicted.
You want to talk about it?
No, just a feeling I have. Although I was wrong last year, but, you know. But this year's just, I don't know, it feels different for some reason.
It does. It does feel different. We all have that feeling of it feeling different because it is different. It's a brand new regime all the way. Everything is brand new. Everything is brand new minus the owner, right? But that's not going to change. There's nothing we can do about that. The owner's the owner. He's not getting rid of the team. Makes too much money. But everything else is brand new. And the way that they're doing it seems like it's the right way to do it. Even if we don't win this year, we know that they're building a solid foundation for the future. And they are doing it the right way.
Why is he not even moving?
Yeah.
I gotta get that rainbow lucky block.
Okay, so the copyright claim on your video does not affect your channel. Wait,
Rich wants to know that.
it was audio.
Rich wants to know
Hold
that.
on. That's weird. I got hit with audio. None of it was video. It was audio. That doesn't make any sense. Huh. That's weird. It was all music that hit me. That's super weird.
I'm almost there. I'm gonna get that rainbow lucky block.
Hat in the hat.
Oh, this was from
So
yesterday. Oh, I'm listening. Go ahead.
So Rich wants to know the stats between Malik and Quinn Ewers.
The comparison between Malik and Quinn Ewers?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, like
the best record.
it's not a whole lot because Quinn Ewers has only had a few games playing.
College.
I'm gonna get
Alright.
10 rainbow lucky blocks.
All right, so Quinn Ewers, University of Texas, 3-year starter for the Longhorns. He had a 21-5 starting record, winning the 2023 Big 12 championship and bringing Texas to a consecutive college football playoff appearance before declaring for the 2025 draft. Career total passing yards in college was 9,128. 68 touchdowns, 24 interceptions, a completion percentage of 64.9%, with 8 rushing touchdowns and a passer rating of 148 even. 2023, he was a Big 12 championship MVP, threw for a record-breaking 452 passing yards in the conference title game against Oklahoma State. College football playoff semifinalist. He guided Texas to a national semifinals berth in both 2023 and 2024. He concluded his run in Austin, trailing only Colt McCoy and Sam Ellinger in total passing yardage and career touchdowns. All right.
For sure.
That's Quinn Ewers.
For sure.
Okay.
All right, and then so for Malik Willis, we got doom. Come on, give me a stats, bud. What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, so I have to actually break it. I know, right? Crickets. Chicka, 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 chicka. All right, during his college football career from 2017 to 2021, he accumulated 5,186 passing yards, 48 touchdowns passing, 2,131 rushing yards with 29 rushing touchdowns across 38 total games between Auburn University and Liberty. In 2017, 7 games played. He had an 85.7 completion percentage on just 7 attempts. Not a whole lot in Auburn. He only had a few plays. And then in Liberty, so here you got 10 games in 2020. He had a 64.2 completion percentage on 265 attempts. In 2021, he had a 61.1 completion percentage on 339 attempts. In both of those years, he had over 2,000 yards rushing. Or no, that's 2,000 yards passing. 20 touchdowns, and then 27 touchdowns. 2020, he had 6 interceptions. 2021, he had 12 interceptions. And then he had
So basically, Quinn has better stats than Malik.
in college, yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But you're still sticking with Quinn. So
Well,
am I.
I mean, Quinn's not out the window. And I was telling Pete this the other day. Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if these guys actually draw up plays for both of them. If we see packages where both quarterbacks are taking snaps and getting starts, I really wouldn't be surprised.
Well, on Pete's channel, I said that they might play one quarterback in the first half, and then the other quarterback, the second quarterback, on the second half, whichever one they start first. So say they start Quinn first, and then they try Malik out in the last half. If we're up significant amount of points, then I can see it.
No, I go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Oh no, I was done.
I thought Rich was saying something.
Oh, he was, and then he stopped. So.
But no, the way I see it is like it's more of a situation where you might see packages to where like both quarterbacks are out there on the field, or they might just like have different, because both quarterbacks have different strengths, right? Malik definitely, I think his strengths come with the ability to scramble out of the pocket and extend plays, and I think Ewer's strength is really for that deep ball. Like, he's got an arm on him. He can definitely hit that deep pass. He can take hits in the pocket. So each of these quarterbacks are good in their own ways, and I do think that
Okay.
I do think that they're gonna like feed into that, and we might see both quarterbacks on the field, and it's not a matter of one's getting benched for the other one or injuries. I think that they'll have plays drawn up for both.
Yeah. So, but what I'm understanding is, it sounds to me as if you want to do a double threat on a team, you would put one quarterback, your strong arm quarterback, in the beginning, and then the finisher would be the second quarterback, backup quarterback. Now, if you did that, wouldn't you say that the team would have a better advantage to winning the game that way?
I mean, it's hard to say. It kind of just depends on how the game is playing out. I mean, like, if like I could definitely see it's like one quarterback's not doing good, then yeah, like switch him out. Like if the defense is keen.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, no.
Okay.
I'm saying okay, so I'm just gonna use this as an example. Let's say put yours in first. Whether he's doing good or bad, take him out and put Malik in. Okay? Because it sounds to me that Quinn will be able to get a lot of points in the first half, and Malik is like, I wouldn't say inferior, but I would say he's a better at keeping getting points, but not as many. Just kind of keeping us ahead.
Managing the ball.
He's better at managing the ball. See, I'm getting it because he's already played. See, I'm getting at? He's already played in the NFL, so he knows what it takes to maintain those points and make sure that the other teams do not get points.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, until proven otherwise, Malik Willis is going to be the starter, and unfortunately that's just what it is. Like they told us there was going to be competition all throughout the room, but then they came out and they brought Malik Willis in. They paid him the contract, and even Sully said it himself that until proven otherwise, Malik Willis is going to be the starter. Quinn Ewers is going to have to come out here, and he's going to have a stellar off-season program in order to win that battle. Like I said, the best case scenario for Quinn Ewers right now is that he impresses them enough to just get packages where he gets thrown in there and is able to be the quarterback here and there in certain packages. Because unless he, like I said, unless he comes out and has a stellar offseason, a stellar practice, training camp, all of that, like, it's going to Malik Willis. Just because Malik Willis is their guy. Like, he's their guy. He's the guy they wanted to bring over here. Whether they paid him $20 million or not, he's the guy that they are eyeballing as their starting quarterback, or at least for this year, anyways. In this trial run, in this first year of the rebuild that we're in. So, best thing Malik or Ewers can do is just do his job, best of his abilities, and like I said, try and earn enough respect to where he can get some packages to still get playing time. Where the chat's going off at each other down there.
Good thing I let out there. Let out of there.
I would like for them to come up here and air their grievances out to each other live on the Discord community.
Oh wait, I've already done that.
My mom needs my help. I will be back in about a few minutes. I'm going to put a video that's not going to be copyrighted on for the fans. Gosh, I'm stupid. Stupid NCAA making it where I can't play film. Y'all suck. Some, that's for sure. He gets a pass to the left from Tua, about a 4-yard pass, and then
hey, that's what I was saying in the chat.
Yak to add to it. First down, Miami Dolphins. Let's effing go. Yeah. I had to kick Cat in the Hat out. He was fucking boring. I was watching him in the background. He didn't know it, but he was fucking boring. I had to kick him out. Tua under center. Let's fucking go. Mostert with the ball. Ooh, he juggles. He goes to the right. He's rushing. He's got a hole. Oh, he fumbled the ball. Oh, and Buffalo gets the fucking ball back. This is why you gotta trade Raheem Mostert. I'm fucking telling you. Yeah, I'm fucking telling you. Trade that motherfucker. What's up, man? I hope his knee was down. I don't know if his knee was down before that ball came out. Oh my gosh, that's a clear fucking fumble. No way. Oh my god. Mostert. No. No.
Anyways, draft's coming up. A lot of teams need QBs, and you need a job, you bum. Got any teams you hope don't take a QB?
Nope. You know, Matt, I have actually not put much thought into that. I have a lot going on right now, and it's just not, I'm not thinking about it. Not at all.
So maybe the Saints?
We're in the house, and the only reason I got this one, probably a field goal like the rest of the Patriots games have been, but the Jets are going to definitely get a win. And then we start the 1 o'clock slate. They won with Malik Willis, and they did it by running the ball. Tennessee were the Titans. And then we got the Bears and the Colts. The ball, so he's kind of went run eccentric over there in the Chargers. And they got the Dolphins going to Seahawks. I got a lot of question marks. Not allowed to score in the second half, and we're going to fix this season. Anyway, so the Panthers and the Raiders. This is, well, not a hard one to call. I don't know. I may have to switch next year, I'm telling you, man. I can't go through the pain and suffering like this. This was rough. This was a rough fucking year. Yes, it was indeed. Anyways, yeah, so Cat and Hat here. Goel over there. We gonna break down wildcard weekend for you. We got a lot of games coming. Goel in the house. It's gonna be super exciting. We got some upsets for you. I gotta show up and bring the fun, guys. You know this guy, Cat in the Hat, he boring. Boring. Can you just be serious for once, Goel? I mean, we have some great games to talk about. Just for once. Just let's be serious. Let's talk about some football. Can we do that?
Stout couple of games that they've been playing, but this is going to decide, right now who's going to be second place in the division. So I'm going Jets all the way. Jets, Jets for the win. We're taking it. With the Browns, the Giants have just been a loser fest, and they're going to continue 0 wins, 3 losses. Moving on out of potential with Tua in questionable consideration. Even if they throw in a backup quarterback, they still got a lot of options for him to throw the ball to. They're not going to be as in sync as they were the last couple of weeks, and that's why I'm going with Seahawks over the Dolphins for you. Now, there's a lot of homework that goes into this. We don't just look at stats and look at numbers. No, we take a lot of factors into consideration when picking these running backs for your fantasy. Tracy Jr. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, what, Cat? Are you seeing his first year ruling the backfield in Miami? He's going to be the number. My next running back on this list at number 3 is B. But, he's going to get the touchdowns. He's going to get the receptions. Trust me, if you get the chance to get him, you're number 1. None other than the king. That's right. Adam Sandler put this guy on a mission this year. This guy is going to literally put the Baltimore Ravens on the first guy. He gets past the first guy. It's probably going to turn into a touchdown. So he's 6 once we realize how he comes back off of his injury. He hasn't really had a full year. At your own risk. It could pay off, but... Sunday at 3 p.m., we're going to have the high-flying Eagles putting their defense to the test against the Los Angeles Rams. Are pretty high scoring, led by Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and they're on a mission right now. They're trying to win another Super Bowl so Matthew Stafford can punch his ticket to the Hall of Fame, because without another Super Bowl, he might not make it there. But them Eagles this year, with Saquon Barkley, I don't know why he's not in MVP conversations with over 2,000 rushing yards on the season. Don't forget that little backwards hurdle he did
back in week 8. Oh, it was amazing. So let's go. It's going to be a good one. Good battle between these two teams on the NFC side. Who's going to go to the NFC Championship? Fly, Eagles, fly!
It's going to be in Orchard Park, and it is going to be chilly. Forecast says it's going to be 12 degrees with a wind chill of -2. Derrick Henry pushing close to 2,000 yards. Lamar Jackson. That makes the team have over.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to give you our Week 12 picks.
Yeah, you heard him. Week 12 is in the house at the Dolphins.
Patriots.
You know who I'm going for. I think we need to find a new home for this guy. He's in the wrong house.
No.
Let's go, Dolphins. Ooh. All right. All right. So, I guess the next step right now, we can't really watch film, since we can't watch any film, which sucks. I really wanted to go over the film. The Jacob Rodriguez film was really good. I guess the next step is training camp. OTAs, mandatory mini camp, training camp, and practices. Oh, that's really cool, bud.
I recreated the scene from Jurassic World Rebirth.
That's awesome creativity. So OTAs are going on right now. May 18th and 19th, May 21st, May 26th, 27th, May 29th, and then June 8th, 9th, and 11th. And then training camp will be in July. That's when the fans will be able to attend. I'll be able to go down and attend the training camp sessions. And of course, I will be down there for as many as I can go to. And I will give you guys some good insights, good film. He played for Tennessee before going to Green Bay for the last 2 years. So I will be down there for the training camps as soon as they roll around. I'll give you guys some good insights, notes, and takeaways, as well as some film. So it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be hot down there. Hopefully Halfley figures something out. That was one of the things that he did mention in one of his pressers. He had mentioned things about practicing in the hottest part of the day, so maybe it'll be earlier morning practices or later afternoon practices. We'll see how that goes. But that is one of the things that I always had concerns with our training camps. Is we always trained in the hottest part of the day. I feel like that does not help our situation when it comes to injuries. We already play in this weather. We live in this weather. I don't think we need to train in this weather. So, but at the same time, we need to be able to figure out how to simulate cold weather conditions.
Just ship them up to Alaska for a few days.
Hell yeah, ship them up to Alaska. That's effing right. Go play in this tundra up in Alaska. Get them over there with Frozen Fin Fan. And Frozen Fin Fan be able to go and give us some good reporting of how these guys are frozen like popsicles.
Hey, I know. We could send them to Frozen. He could put them to work.
Yeah, for real. If y'all haven't checked out Frozen Fin Fan, go check out Frozen Fin Fan. He's a cool guy. He doesn't go live very often, but he's up there in Alaska. So he's definitely a different time zone from us, but he's a pretty cool, down-to-earth, humble guy with some good takes. So go check him out. Shout out Frozen. But if y'all want to go check out the film, like I said, hit that Discord link, join our Discord, and then we can go over all the film in the Discord. We just can't do it live on YouTube because the NCAA wants to be butt heads and they want to hit us with copyrights. So in order to keep bringing you great content, we got to be able to stream. So I'll figure out a way to get around that. Nick said that there should be a way that I can like stream that stuff. I just have to present it in a certain way in the beginning. So I'll do the research, I'll look into it and figure it out. And if I can end up streaming it, I'll definitely be back up to stream the film. I will also be going live soon to give my way too early predictions for this year. I was wanting to do it. I was wanting to wait until after I can watch all the film with you guys to do it. But I've already watched film, so I can kind of give that sense. Would you like to give a prediction, a way too early prediction before we get off of here, Liz?
No, not yet.
You want to give it a little bit of time?
Rich has 12-5. I was thinking about 12-5 too, but I wasn't like really positive on it.
Right, there's some question marks there.
So we both said 12-5.
Joe, I gotta go back. I was saying this earlier because you're saying that he misses 1 in 6 tackles. I was saying this earlier. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch some more film on Jacob Rodriguez, but I'm gonna go and actually watch like college games to where it's like the full game so that I can see not just the highlights but the bad plays as well. And then we'll have that conversation. If you have links to any games, or if you want to watch them with me, send the links in the Discord. Let me know. We'll do it. I got no problem watching football, ever. But at the same time, you're talking about the short arms. It's like Ruben Bain had short arms too, and a lot of people, he fell because of it, but a lot of people didn't care. So Kenshawn. Give me 1 second. I gotta make you. Is this Sharif? You should have access now if you look over in the hamburger menu. You should have access now.
Hamburger menu?
Yeah, that's what people call it. You know, like the little 3 lines, and you click it. It usually drops down a bunch of options.
That's a first for me.
Yeah, it's called the hamburger menu because it looks like a little hamburger.
I thought maybe you gave him some food or something.
I think I got you set up. You should be good to come up here, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too, Joe. You know, it's two totally different mechanics and style of gameplay and requirements for the positions compared to the arm length. Um, but what was Zach Thomas's wingspan? Does anybody know? I'll look it up. Mm-mm-mm. Sharif, you know how to do you know how to get up here? You might have to reopen the Discord because I just given you the permission. Um, but if you go into your hamburger menu to the left and you scroll down, you'll see a voice channel called General. If you click on that, it should just join you right in. Mm-mm.
Well, why can't I add my character?
Yeah, why are you giving me the freaking arm length of different people? Mm-mm. Bro. Bro. Come on, Google, what are you doing? Because I know Zach Thomas was undersized. It's telling me his arm length was not recorded. Come on. There's got to be somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. Alright, let's see here. 5'11", 228. It literally is not telling me his arm length. I cannot find it. I'm trying. I've typed in and went to many different sites already. I cannot find his arm length. If someone else can tell me Zach Thomas's arm length, I would greatly appreciate that. Because it keeps wanting to give me like other players, and like one I got here, it says that it was not recorded, but that's got to be a lie. It's got to be recorded somewhere. Yeah, I do got to go look at the missed tackle rate. I want to do that. But, like, it's just the upside that he brings, the versatility that he brings. I saw in one of the highlights that I saw, he had a rushing touchdown lined up. He was lined up at quarterback, and he did play at quarterback before in his career. So he lined up at quarterback. He took the snap, got a block, ran it in for a touchdown. Again, it was a goal line play. But either way, like, it's a possibility. You know what I mean? The interceptions, the forced fumbles, like he plays aggressive too, you know? So it's like when he goes in for some of these fumbles, like is that missed tackle because he was trying to force the ball out? And if that's the case, then okay, that can be worked on. That can be fixed. These guys, Halfley can go and tell him like, look, man, we're not trying to force a fumble on every play. We need to get them to the ground. Get better at the tackling. And then naturally, as you're getting better at tackling, you'll force the fumbles. It'll happen naturally. So if that's the case, that can be fixed with those missed tackles. But if he's getting beat, or if he's just like not wrapping them up, that can be fixed too. Like it all can be fixed, and we have the right coaching in place in order to make it happen. Jeff Halfley, defensive guy. He's a secondary guy. Sean Duggan, wonderful defensive mind. He's worked with Jeff Halfley for the last 8 years. He's a linebacker guy. He played at linebacker at Boston College before heading straight into coaching. And he's made a difference in the places that he's been. Both of these guys, Halfley and Sean Duggan. So the issues that I think you're concerned with, I think those can be fixed. Those can be worked on. Yeah, we probably for the first 6 weeks, you know, we might see that's where we might see him struggle. That's where we might see the mistakes being made. But I think it's good that we kind of got our easy games early like that, right? And before we get into the hard schedule. Because they'll have time to work out those kinks, work on their skill, work on their technique. I think it's the leadership. But it's to be determined, Joe. It's to be determined. It's still way too early. Like we're just now in the midst of OTAs. We're not even in mandatory minicamp yet, where they can ramp it up a little bit more, have a little bit more answers as to who might be doing what, who might be responsible for what. And again, at the end of the day, as long as we play games and they're more exciting, I don't care about the win-loss column. I really don't. I just want to see us build something for the future, so that way in a couple years from now, we can sit here and we can confidently say we're going to go 12-5. Confidently. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and say we can go 12-5. I can. I can give you reasonings and why we could do that. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Doesn't mean that it's right. Doesn't mean that I believe that. But nothing's impossible. And there are scenarios that could play out. So, and like I told Big C earlier, I'll probably, before the season starts, I'll probably have gone on here with 12 to 15 different scenarios of how this season can play out. And they all might be wrong. Shout out to Big C and Finn Posse Podcast. Make sure if y'all have not already, go check them out. Also go check out my bro Pete's Takes. It's going to be a good year, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good year. We might get on tomorrow and do some content that won't get us copyrighted. Ay, man. They got me, bruh. It's all good. It's all good. But until next time, it's been fun. The film that we did get to watch was decent. Like I said, I didn't get to get into the Jacob Rodriguez film with you guys, and it was nice. But now I got to go back and I got to watch full game footage for Jacob Rodriguez and see if these deficiencies that he has with missing tackles, 1 in 6 tackles, see if it's fixable. See if it's something they can work on this year. They didn't want me to click on that. Alright, but yes, that's the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, we got that giveaway going on for when we hit 500 subscribers. Somebody's walking away with this autographed Mike Gesicki photo. So if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you're coming here afterwards, make sure you comment down below. Helps put us in the algorithm. And share it with a friend. Share it with somebody who likes football. You know? Share the love. Liz, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nope.
Peace out, everybody. Fins up.
Right.